Here is a design concept for a small space. There's a plan view at the top and an elevation down below, and there is a plant schedule displayed in the middle of the view. So we can print this view and send it to the client, but let's imagine that we would like to provide details of all the individual plants species that are used as an agave, a pig face, or Carpobrotus and Eremophilas and Grevilleas. It's obviously a design for an Australian site, but the principles I'd like to demonstrate here will work whether you're working in the US or anywhere else in the world. So here's our finished design. One thing we can do is go to GCAD Plus, and you would have generated a custom schedule, and we can also slide down here and extract the schedule of plants. There's only a half a dozen plants here, but we'd like to show that quite easily you can generate some detail about those plants. So let's extract the schedule, and I've gone into my desktop here and I've saved the file, called it small space. Let's just call that a test. It saves as a comma separated file, and we'll save it. So we have the information that's been used to generate the plant schedules now available to us. We have a link in the tools drop down to our companion plant database, and we can click on it here and that will load it. There is no database file open, but if I click here, I can open one from the desktop that I'll call small space, and up pops the database so we can scroll through it and show the plants in it. Go to the end of the database, come back through it, and you can see it's an extensive collection of photographs and information about each particular species. What we can do though, in this instance, having saved that, you remember, if I come back here, you remember that we went GCAD Plus and extract schedules, and we saved it as test, but also I'll do it again and save it as small space and overwrite that one, and then I'll come back to the little plant database. And what we can do is go File and import a CSV, and I can pick up from the desktop that small spaces one that we just wrote. And the first question, do we want to clear tags? The idea here is that takes the information from the CSV, the file that we wrote out from the drawing, and tags those entries. You may have noticed there were 41 entries in this database. Note the number there. And we're just working through the database, and SPPDB is tagging every one of the plants that's in that list. And you can see we get a red marker around the individual plants, and we can go to the next tagged, and so on and so on. So if we want to get a PDF file of the information that you see here for each of the species that are used in the design, we can say print, not all records, but there are 41 records there, but we're now going to print 10 records. We'll print to a PDF writer so that once this is generated, we can send that to the client, send the PDF to the client, and it'll have all the tagged information from that database. Let's pop it on the desktop, and we'll call it Plant Record PDF. So we'll just save it. And in a moment, I'll switch to and have a look at the desktop. And there's plant record. So let's open it. And if we scroll up to the top, I can use the page down, just lets us scroll down. There's the Eremophila and a Lamandra and so on. So quickly and easily we can generate a PDF file.